Democracies can no longer rely on half measures, and while dealing with China, especially because the military threat from Beijing is growing by the day, the PLA is in expansion mode. It wants more bases abroad. China has set its eyes on the small African nation of Equatorial Guinea. The United States is worried. That's because the new Chinese base, this one, could be right opposite the east coast of America. Reports say the Chinese are considering Bata in Equatorial Guinea. This is a port city. Bata already has a deep water commercial port. It was built by China. And now Beijing could set up a military base here. This would mean a permanent Chinese military presence in the Atlantic Ocean. That's practically America's backyard. From this base, Chinese Navy will be able to rearm and refit ships. They will be able to challenge American dominance in America's neighborhood. Washington has been trying to block Beijing's moves. In October, America's Deputy National Security Advisor John Finn visited Equatorial Guinea. He was there to persuade the country's leadership to reject Chinese overtures. Now, even if the US is able to block China in Equatorial Guinea, and that's a big if, the threat won't be over. The Chinese are challenging America from all directions. As of today, China has only one foreign military base. It is in Djibouti in Africa, but Beijing plans to dramatically expand its foreign presence. How will it do it? With the help of a time-tested technique, the Chinese checkbook, buying up foreign military bases. As of July this year, the Chinese had made serious headway in trying to secure new bases in Cambodia, Tanzania and the United Arab Emirates. Washington managed to stop Beijing in the UAE. China was secretly building a secret facility at the Khalifa port. The Americans gathered evidence through satellites and they held urgent talks with the UAE authorities. Apparently, the UAE was not aware about the Chinese activities. After a briefing from American officials, the construction was stopped. But the Americans have not been successful elsewhere. In October, rapid construction activity was underway at the Ream Naval Base in Cambodia. The United States believes the Chinese are engaged in construction activity here. In 2019, the Chinese struck a secret deal with the Cambodians. Reportedly, this deal allows Beijing to start military personnel, store weapons and dock warships at the Ream Naval Base. If work continues at this pace, Ream will be China's second naval base overseas. The challenge is truly massive, and we are not even mentioning Gwadar. Xi Jinping's Belt and Road Initiative has become a vehicle to expand Chinese military presence. In Africa alone, Chinese state-owned companies have built 100 ports. Of course, Beijing says these are commercial ports and not military projects. But look at what's happening in Equatorial Guinea now. China first built a port here. Now it wants to leverage that and establish a naval base. China wants to project its military power well beyond its immediate neighborhood. It wants the ability to challenge the American forces in any theater of conflict. But more Chinese bases around the world don't just threaten the US. They're a threat for the entire world. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.